APRC militants of all categories who stood by us through thick and thin, despite our internal family problems, with discipline, peace, but yet very resolute in defense of the ideals of our Green Party. I want to thank you. The journey was tough and rough. But you people were selfless, Allah-fearing, and determined to surmount every difficulty to achieve our goals. I thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the party. To those self-appointed advisors of the Green Party, whose only desire is to bury the party alive, but have turned to be the advisors of our party by planting dissension, misunderstanding amongst ourselves. But I want to tell you, despite these internal family troubles, APRC remains a family and always remains. With Allah's grace, no amount of spear campaign or threat can deviate us from the course we follow. And those who go around to smear the executive or other militants of the party, time will prove you wrong. Because we, as a family, have always been and will always be in support of the ideals of our party and the well-being of our supreme leader, His Excellency Chief Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh. I want to make it abundantly clear that we, the two parties, that is the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction and the National People's Party, we are informed and we acted in the supreme interest of the Gambia, our two political parties, and our peoples. We are aware and we believe in the diversity of the Gambia, as enshrined in our national anthem, and join our diverse people to prove man's brotherhood. We pledge our firm allegiance, our promise we renew. Keep us great God of nations, to the Gambia ever true. For us, as two political parties, believe that human beings are assessed by the content of character and their social attitudes, and not by the tribe they are or the region they come from. Ladies and gentlemen, We now move directly to the issue. It could be recalled that even during our last Congress, there were resolutions made by the delegates. One of those resolutions is empowering the National Executive Committee, if need be, to have talks with any political party for a possible alliance, but bearing in mind always the supreme interest of the APRC. We are in serious talks at official level with 4 other political parties. But that had not been an issue. Those things had been going on over months and months. But nobody talks about it. But immediately, we began talks with the NPP. Problem upon problem, insults upon insults, allegations upon allegations, smear campaigns against smear campaigns. Why would you stop? Why would you stop? Because during the most difficult times, 2017, we surmounted all the difficulties. So please, we, 2 political parties, sincerely believe that all of us have a right to belong to any political party. Issues should be the point of agreement. Let's tell Gambians what we have in store for them, rather than insulting, smear campaigning, allegations. That would not work. Gambia is in the 21st century. Don't waste your time over that. Now, we have only concluded alliance talks with one party so far, and that is the NPP. In this circumstance, I want to thank the negotiating teams of both parties for their courage, maturity, and patriotism. You have, over the period, despite the challenges and hurdles, always had in your mind not NPP or APRC, but the Gambia. That was why the committee was able to reach an agreement. For our negotiating team, led by my first deputy, Usman Rambo Jata, as chairman, we have Obama Badi, Paseni Badi as member, Bakari Jeje, commonly known as Bakso, Honorable Momodou Kamara of Foni Bintan Koranai, Honorable Alhaji Sankun Jamme of Foni Jarol, Right Honorable Dudu Jah, First Admin Secretary Pa Amadou Suso, Chairman KMC Alhaji Mamadou Lamin Dramé, and of course, His Excellency Samsidine Sarr. We want to thank you for your patience and courage, for your skills, for your love of the Green Party and the Gambia, and above all, for your love of our Supreme Leader, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya. By extension, I have to thank, once again, the entire membership of our National Executive Committee. For your selflessness, your patriotism, and your visionary stewardship of the Green Party to date. Thank you, my dear brothers and sisters. It had always been said that the executive led by Fabakary has sold the Aprc to NPP. I used to say this. I, as leader, I only have one voter's card. I don't know how somebody can buy the party from me and my committee when your voters' cards are with you. I used to say it, I will say it again. I think only the Garankas would buy that party. I have said and will continue to say, till death do us part, we will continue to be loyal to this Green Party until our graves. When an agreement was reached by the committee, the two negotiating committees, it was brought to me. I looked at the agreement. We called an executive meeting where the agreement was tabled before all the members of the National Executive Committee. This followed a heated debate because the negotiating team were given bullet points for negotiation. We are also guided by the NEC that come what may, there are certain negotiating items that are not compromisable. We know negotiation is give and take. Both sides, they have certain things that they will not give up that. At the end of the debate, I am glad to report that about 99% of the National Executive Committee agreed. We had only one person, two people who had reservations. We are aware, and our ears are on the ground, of what our people are saying for the way forward for us come 2021. We are aware that there are members who believe that we should go alone. There are members who believe we should have an alliance with DDC. There are members who believe that we should have alliance with UDP. There are members who believe that we should have alliance with NPP. Various opinions. We are aware. And we appreciate it. That's the beauty of democracy. But we are equally aware that of all the opinions being filtered around, only one can be done. And that burden falls on our head as the national executive. Listen to the people, come to a conclusion, and bring out what in our opinion, is the best way forward. When we agree at the national executive level, we were told that we were to go and sign the agreement because it was a resolution by the delegates. And we said, no, we represent the people of this country, the Aprc people of this country. And therefore, after hearing all what they said, and also after our conclusions, power belongs to them. We should go back to them and tell them the whole process, that this is what had happened. We have listened to you. We have concluded in our own way. We want to recommend this alternative from all what is being said. You can bring in your comments, your observations, your disapproval, or whatever. And together, we may have to come together to carve the only one we think best for the party. That we did. We went around this country to all the 7 regions of the Gambia. We tried to provide transport reforms, feeding, etc. And this is the message we told them. I've heard and read people's opinions. Some people were even saying, what we should do probably is to call a rally and then ask people. Those in favor, they will raise their hands, and those not in favor. I've heard all of them. But I think those thoughts usually come from the Jarankas, and of course, the Jamekunda people. You call a rally, everybody comes to the rally. I don't know how a political rally can be a determinant to know what is there. What you do, we are a structured party. We lead at the executive. At each region, you have leaders. At each constituency, at each ward, the leaders represent the people. We call them. They know what their people want. Let them come and tell us. And I want to report that following our tour, nationwide tour, the National Executive had a review meeting in this very hall, also funded and paid for by the Right Honorable Dr. Ajaratu Fatoumata Jahum. We made an honest overview of what we have seen and heard. And remember, each region was one. But there was a request for us to have another meeting in Fonyi. And we heeded. And we had a very, very good meeting at Kampani. Overall, we know, we are aware that there are some who have reservations. We are aware. And it will be foolhardy for us to believe that when we come out with this message, everybody will jump on board. What is happening is to know people's opinions and to gain what the majority of those people are saying. From KM to Jara, we were amazed by the enthusiasm our people received this idea. In Foni, we are amazed how people comported themselves and agreed to what we do. We were posed with a lot of questions. Which honestly are genuine because of the fears they have. But we want to assure you all that we, the members of the National Executive Committee, will never, ever betray the Green Party. It is sometimes very disheartening to some of us that after going through this 4-year period together, with all what we have seen and heard, despite the challenges 2 years ago, when we had a short tussle within the party over leadership, still, some people can step aside with those people and leave us and believe that we, who have been proven 1,000,000 times to be loyal, are not worth to be supported. It's regrettable, but I am confident that most people are only misinformed. If they get the message and the information, the Green Party will once again, as a family, come together. Then when we decided, after the review, and we are convinced that the vast majority of our militants, and by extension, even Gambians, in the supreme interest of the Gambia, and one of the lead ways of ensuring reconciliation within the Gambia, we decided to notify our party that we have agreed as a party and we should have a signing ceremony. And I am glad to report that the MOU agreement between the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction and the National People's Party was signed on Thursday, 2nd September 2021. all right, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. All right, okay. Hello. Please. Anna, please.
jërëjëf nee nañ toog ñu déglu des na al na siimal la moy a dastare al na siimal la moy please al na siim mbar danda al na siimal la moy Aprc
All right, can we have silence, please? Let me continue. Please. Ramadan, help us. Please. Let us say yes. Alinto. Okay. Now, as I said, the MOU was signed on Thursday, 2nd of September, 2021. You remember, there were those who were saying that this MOU will never be signed. Now, two issues. What have we basically agreed on with the NPP? Before that, I want to seize this opportunity to thank all members of the National People's Party for their maturity throughout the period. And I also want to thank His Excellency President Adama Barrow for his maturity, patriotism, care, selfless service to the Gambia, throughout this difficult period. We salute him, we thank him, and we assure him that the Green Party, we are what we are. We never renege on what we say. The MOU was signed. As I said, there are important components of a negotiation that are not negotiable. We have, all of us, both parties, have the Gambia first in our hearts. That's why it was never impossible for us to reach an agreement. Key amongst the agreement is the alliance. We have agreed to come to form an alliance of the two political parties. We are aware that the other party is called the NPP-led coalition because there are other political parties in that coalition already, and the Aprc. We are convinced that the two parties, the two sides coming together is in the greater good of the Gambia and will ensure speedy reconciliation among Gambia. We have resolved and agreed that come 2021, all those members of the NPP and their sympathizers and all APRC members would vote for President Adama Barrow for the 2021 election. We have agreed that after the formation of the coalition and the success in our elections, there will be a coalition government where APRC will be part of the government. From every level, from ministerial to any other position. We have fundamentally agreed, because that is the core of our negotiations, that we as Africans, and for that matter, Gambia, we should come to the end where our political leaders, after leaving office, are traumatized, harassed, exiled, or even killed. For now and for posterity, it's not only what has happened now, but what may come tomorrow. We are aware and convinced that it's not only African leaders who commit errors during governance. No government in the world is perfect. But if you go to the ICC, only African leaders are tabled there. We have seen the arrogance and atrocities committed to people by this so-called Western world, around the world. Never have their leaders been taken to ICC or imprisoned or otherwise. Therefore, we have agreed that come Allah willing, 2021, and we are able to succeed, that for us, the light of this country, the beacon of hope, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. to be accorded the right with those people with him to come back peacefully to his home country. I have recognized and appreciated the goodwill on all sides. There are those, unfortunately, who believe otherwise. We have been crying over the years. Hardly are we covered, even by the various media houses. But we have said, and we have been vindicated. We have been vindicated. By the current events in the Gambia today. We some time ago petitioned the president about the illegality of the TRRC. Yeah. We had earlier been saying throughout that the TRRC was meant to achieve set objectives by some people. Recently, we have seen and heard that the lead counsel of the TRRC, Aprc, has thrown his heart into the political field. There are those who said it's a right for all Gambians. Yes, I believe so. Every eligible Gambian has a right to vie for any political office. But we are saying, yes, it's a right, but morally and ethically it is incorrect. For us, he used the TRRC as a platform to dance to the gallery, to build his political image. We will have not squirmed over it had he waited until the next election. But you are yet to submit your report. Because of the machinations you had and the talk in town, you think that could be a political boost for you. You're making a very serious mistake. For us, therefore, the TRRC report is best fitted for the dustbin. Who in his right mind would accept to see that report championed by somebody who is supposed to be apolitical, independent, honest, and patriotic? You are yet to bring your report. You are now vying for political office. What are you going to include in that report that will help you to achieve your goal? Gambians, we cannot always be crying over the past. We must begin to take the best from the past and move with it. And the bad ones, we leave it behind and forge ahead. All allegations against Aprc and Babili Mansa would ever be reoccurring in this country and has occurred and will reoccur and anywhere else in this world. But the best of it was his positive achievements in this country. His positive achievements in this country cannot be denied. The champions of human rights during our time in office have mostly waned out. It looks like APRC is a government in power. People want to hear from the APRC, they want to talk about the APRC, and we are an opposition. Why don't you direct your disputes to government or to other political parties that we are within the coalition? We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. To conclude, because we don't have time, and I'm sure we are going to expect questions. I want to appeal. Let me say that in vernacular. Nakuma labang. APRC. Mbotatula janne ko fom tarabi. Dia mosi atala to nyam. Bada ko yata nyawo nyama. Dulukatu nyama le do wole mo tolmu family kilide. Almunia jam tunafum fobi na kulo na famajio na nyokano na bambukano ani alama satalla ya bulo lankan ay bako. Dia momen bekeri nga fa mo yende ndol fona njam diam la bande ben ko ndefo fon remember te mo député wala ci dum ndol la legi folo mo diamol ñu ngi dat ci afana de diamol bale min kan dendi wala mu ñaato ko ya mo futu kumol bol suntu kumo fama do bi ni ya fayje suntu kumo fama ko mbol mi yen jakal wala mbenga gi jan mini be ni anti coalition noma mini ba koma ngejel nal be fo alanate I bonding kono itata pati odol I bota hodo itata pati odol ye min fuji amamo kumba ning APRC kol ye nyaati ni jande ye national executive committee mo jube mi ya law ko kabri 2017 akola la nyaaw nyama be de ñoo bala lum nana man to do mortal ko na wo mol ni to lela wo kadimi bak bari ngani londe ko ma foy bede ko man sene ya dol na yemi inform bari ngani fale ko as usual na arms are open balu be yenedin moye ko ku fomma ye ko ku temma ye mirar ke ndol ya fode ani mi manke APRC ba bari united we move forward, divided May Allah forbid. We will retrogress. So my appeal is to all of you, in the name and interest of the Gambia. Some of your arguments are lack